The old saying is that you're only as good as your last performance. Well, my last performance in yesterday's episode was diabolical, to be completely honest. And I'm looking for improvements today. Thank you for not destroying me in the comment section of yesterday's episode. A number of you offering support that, you know, it does happen from time to time. You do go into some poor FIFA form. And I've managed to get myself back down to mid-table. Hopefully today we'll be moving back forwards again. We've Wigan, Charlton, Birmingham and Preston in the league, with Southampton in the cup. Of the 4 league opponents, Wigan are the lowest in the table. So that's going to be the one that I sim. And we hope that in the other games this month against those higher in the table, and specifically with Birmingham and Preston around us pushing for the playoffs, that we'll be able to get ourselves some decent points. We've gone 2-0 up here thanks to Adebiojo and now Ep4, who scored his first goal for the club. Frustratingly, again though, an injury to my goalkeeper, Schofield, for the second time this season, and a centre-back as well, and Collins had to immediately come off. That raises some concerns. So 4-0 scoreline now as Ep4 actually not only scores his first goal for the club, but gets a hat-trick in the same game. Now, Nathan Collins is only out for 3 days. Ryan Schofield broke his rib and is out for 6 weeks. That will have more of a direct impact on our team. Mitov will have to come in and Schofield will sit on the sidelines for the time being. We'll continue with Mitov rather than Will Norris as we look to hopefully still continue to improve Mitov's overall rating, considering he's only 26, whereas Norris now at the age of 30 probably almost certainly isn't going to improve any further. Still haven't been able to get any transfer bids in for Callum Burton. But regardless, we're going to push forward now. That has moved us back into the playoffs. It is very tight in the league, of course. So we do hope and pray that we can continue to at least challenge for the playoffs in this season. It does look like, though, however, still at the top of the table, that Watford are just going to race away with the league title. Bournemouth are closer, but still not that close to us. We're 8 points behind them. And, well, Watford are 16 points clear of us in 6th. It's a remarkable season so far for Watford with 12 wins in 13 games. But they had a similar season last year, of course, getting over 100 points. And unfortunately for them, still not going up. Right then. Charlton at home for the second game of the day. The first played, and hopefully we can have a stronger result here as we did in the first. Do drop the video a like if you enjoy, of course, and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Do click that notification bell, regardless whether you're subscribed or not, so that you don't miss an episode. And hopefully I can pick up where the AI left off. Right, Charlton's 11. Dylan Phillips in goal. Chukwuemeka up top. Former Arsenal youngster, obviously. We've got Jake Forster-Kasky in midfield as well, who's going to be difficult to get past. Have to be wary of Ben Purrington at left back and Ahmed El-Mohammadi at right back. They are going to push forward with that narrow 4-1-2-1-2. But that might open up the opportunity to get in behind them. We're playing a flat 4-4-2, of course, in this rotation side. And hopefully we can cut them apart with that. Although I am slightly concerned that we might get overrun in the middle with the amount of central players they have. But already in behind Ben Purrington here, as we mentioned, we might be able to be. And Goy brings that down nicely. He's got support here from Tate, the youngster. And he's going to find James Wilden in midfield. And on the score sheet, the right back comes central midfielder, scores the first goal of the day. Cambridge 1, Charlton 0. A dream start here at the New Abbey. Could this be the first victory we have at our new ground? Morgan. Crosshair to Bon. Into Chukwuemeka. Oh, it's nicely played. Oh, he's offside, Oztuma. The linesman's flag on the far side is up. I drew Kyle Noyle out of position there. That was my fault. But thankfully, the run and or the pass, or both, weren't timed well enough. Sweeney. Forward there to Julien Ngoy. Tate making the run forward. Nibs will lift this. Can Abadia get there? Oh! You bet he can! 2-0, Agustin Abadia with the volley. No scorpion kick on this occasion. But nice little ball over the top from Nibs. The keeper, I don't really think he knew which way I was going to go, so he just tried to make himself as big as possible. Watch the keeper here. He just kind of threw himself into the air with kind of a, maybe I'll get there. He didn't. Abadia did, holds off the defender well, and that's a superb first-time volley. Right to the back of the net. We have ourselves a 2-0 lead. Surely we can't throw this one away now. Are we on our way to the first victory at the new Abbey? I certainly hope so. Niki to Bon. Back to Chuck Saniki again. Hanging the ball about nicely here, Charlton. Bon's got options, one of which is Smith. He finds Morgan, who finds Smith again. And just wide of the target. A free kick was given, or advantage was played, sorry, for a foul. And unfortunately, Zach Fitzwater is going to pick up a yellow card for that. But thankfully, they're not going to take the free kick, because they took the advantage and then missed the chance. Our 2-0 lead is going to stay in place until half-time. It's probably the best that Charlton have offered all 45 minutes long, to be completely honest. And it wasn't really that dangerous a shot in the end. Just going to keep possession and play the ball about, he says, as he gives the ball away. And that will be half-time. Evans. Oh, that's loose, actually. To be fair, it wasn't a loose pass. It was the fact that Harvey Nibbs just didn't acknowledge the fact that the ball was on the way towards him. Oztuma round the corner to Pernington. That's a nice little back kill. I'm trying to stop them from playing the passing, so I have to be wary of the shot of the near post. They played the extra pass there, and that might cost them. Sweeney in the way, and he will get rid of it. They have the opportunity there to take a shot, and he played an extra pass when in space there, the man in the middle. I'm not entirely too sure who it was. Nibs has run himself, or I ran him, into a bit of a blind alley there. 3 men around, and we do lose possession. Bon looking for the ball back here to Morgan, waiting for the turn inside. There it is, and Sweeney steps in. Having to stand firm here at the beginning of the second half as Charlton have some sort of fight back, or at least attempt to kind of kick-start their fight back, but just not really fallen for them in this game. They're playing the way that I kind of played yesterday. Wilden into Tate. We'll try and add a third just to seal things if we can. Abadia might use James Wilden there if I can get it to him. And he's taken it in his stride well. We'll find Abadia, and we don't have a third, unfortunately. James Wilden out wide to Davies. Just keep possession and see the game out, I think. Forward nicely to Nibs. Back to Abadia. Arriving is Tate through the middle. Option out wide here in Sweeney. Go back to Tate, actually. That's Nibs that the ball has ended up with. We'll look for James Wilden here. That's a poor pass, unfortunately. But that's going to be the end of the game. Charlton weren't very athletic today. We get ourselves a 2-0 victory at home for the very first time at the new Abbey. Finally, the duck is broken and we have ourselves 3 points at our new ground. It's taken a while to settle in, but that was a good performance. And those 3 points will go a long way to seeing us move one step closer to the Premier League. Up next for us was Preston first, was it? Or was it Birmingham, then Preston? I can't quite remember. I won't say Cambridge United always wins, because I'm not really in the sort of form, continued form, to be able to do that, or say that justifiably. But we did deserve that result. We just played our natural game, and we were able to get all 3 points. Now, was it Birmingham or Preston next? It's Birmingham City next. We're up in third now with that. At the top of the playoffs, but still considerably behind Bournemouth in second. I think third, unless Bournemouth or Watford fall off the wagon, third is going to be the best we can hope for this season. Birmingham have dropped to 13th now, but they could come up as high as 7th if they beat us and other results go their way. And then with Preston, who are 7th, and actually Preston could go back above us if they win their game in hand, as could QPR if they draw it. So we're third currently, but a net 5th if other sides win their games. Still, playoffs is playoffs, whether it's 3rd, 4th, 5th or 6th. So we shall crack on. We shall go and play Birmingham and try and stay 3rd, 4th, 5th or 6th. Birmingham then. Ivan Sunjic in midfield, a player that we were looking at in the window but ended up going with Yves Bissouma. We'll wait and see if that was a good decision or not. Bissouma's been decent for us so far, but will Sunjic prove to be a better player? It'd be nice to have a shot on goal soon, wouldn't it? Get it through there. Nicely done. Oh, Rolls trying to play the little cute pass around the corner. It's probably the best option he had there, but I couldn't quite make it stick. And as such, that sums up the opening 36 minutes in this game. Not much quality. Still lacking, although there was a nice interception by Okereke. And Campos will find Clark. Adebayo just trying to hold it away from the man that was closing me down there. Campos forward to Rolls, tried to take it in his stride and smacked away. Still going to try and push for this opening goal before half-time. Nice little flick with the chest to Rolls and Bissouma. Campos is there. Little dummy. Oh, it's getting very busy in the middle though. Might have to work it slightly further wide to maybe get a cross in. Clark has the opportunity to do that now and does so well. It might fall. It hasn't. It's just not working for anyone, is it, in this game so far? Bissouma. Okereke. There's Adebayo. That's a good turn, but the pass, or shot, sorry, is also pretty damn poor. Oh, dearie me. This is a snore draw so far, but hopefully it's a snore draw that we can give them just that one nightmare. I think he's offside there, Okereke. He was. Haraslin into Sunyac. Here's Haraslin again. Driven well, but Wilson should deal with that and does so. Adebayo can't quite get to that in time, and Dan Crowley will try and create something. He's got Harding with him. That's a dangerous cross that Cano also deals with well. Okay, Reiki with a terrible header though. Under pressure, yes, but still, you expect better from our highest rated player. That was well blocked by Campos. Not too far behind him now with regards to highest rated player. But ball to come in from Haraslin on that far side. And another, they're very good at whipping dangerous balls into the middle, but nobody on the end of them, unfortunately for them. The crosses themselves are really, really hard to deal with. But they haven't quite been accurate enough. Picking out a defender each time, but just the manner in which the ball is whipped does make you wonder whether someone is eventually going to get on the end of one of them. Okereke with a nice little flick. Bissouma gets away from the defender that tried to challenge him, and Okereke driving forward here, and here's Rolls. Try and use the run. Oh, Adebayo in front of me to draw the defender away, which didn't work, and still yet to find the breakthrough here. Half an hour to go, and Birmingham are in behind. Alvaro gives that away, but Collins is touched. He's picked off by Wissa, and that's a lovely through ball to Cowley, who squares it and finds no one. Probably the right thing to do in that situation, but again, another very dangerous ball into the area, this time on the floor rather than through the air, but no Birmingham man on the end of it. Sticking with the theme here, Birmingham City. But it's not working for them. You need to change genre, lads. It's not happening. Oh, that's beautiful. They changed theme, changed their attack, going centrally on the floor, and some quick-fire passing leads Birmingham to a 1-0 lead. Ball crossed in again, headed away. This time not safe. 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch goal. Lovely ball over the top to Crowley. Early delivery given away. Collins knocks that to Clark. I've got some changes waiting to be made to try and give us the equaliser we crave so bad. Adebayo into Okereke is going to be one of the men to come off for Abadia. Rolls, unfortunately, I just didn't quite angle my first touch well enough there. Triple change. Pereira Rock into Campos. Here's Palomino, who's also come off the bench. Clark, Adebayo rolls the defender well. Can he squeeze it in from here? He doesn't have to because the penalty's been given. Tugged shirt, yellow card, penalty to Cambridge. Christian Pedersen might well have just cost his team the chance of a victory here. Yeah, definitely. You can see him holding onto the shirt and throwing him to the ground. Probably still could have scored from the angle he was at, but we'll take the pen and hopefully Jack can bury it for me. Indeed he can! We're level at home! We deserve something from this game. It might be a point. We might push on and still get 3. That's the aim. Wilson. Oh, committed the defender there. And Clark. That's an awkward pass that might have cost us a move potentially. Rolls. Lay that into Palomino, who's come off the bench here. Oh, wiped out surely by Sunyac. Nothing given by the referee. There must have been the slightest of contact on the ball there. Pereira Rock has won it back though, thankfully. Rolls quickly around the corner to Palomino. I'll go to Abadia first. That was the intention. Abadia will look for Adebayo, who will look for Abadia again, who's in the box. Ah, the angle's too tight. I'm going to turn. I'm going to have to find someone. Who's there? It's Palomino from the edge of the box. Palomino! Oh, fires it wide. Oh, Abadia too quick for his own good there when he was breaking in behind. And it was probably always drifting wide, unfortunately. Close, but no cigar. And that might be all she wrote for this one, with just 2 minutes of stoppage time added, and Birmingham taking their time in getting this forward. I think a 1-1 draw is all we'll get. Unless we can win this header and get it forward. Have Birmingham just cost themselves this game? Rolls quickly. Picked off. Can Abadia get to that? Yes, but no. Please. Please. Goal for Rolls! We're going to win! That's Birmingham's fault. I cost me results yesterday. The AI have cost themselves a result here. Oh. Deep into stoppage time. They just gave away possession. They just needed to waste time, and they had themselves the point. Great vision by Adebiezo. Brilliant positioning from Rolls, and how is that for a finish? Top left-hand corner. Cambridge United are apparently going to pause for no good reason, and are going to win at home against Birmingham. It is to be back-to-back victories for Cambridge United at the New Abbey. Had head in hands for Dean there in the 95th minute. We take all three. Up next for us is a simulated cup game against Southampton. Then we'll take on Preston. Here we go then. Southampton at home in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup. They beat Nottingham Forest to get this far. I say this far. It's not like it's the latter stages, is it? But that's a very strong team from them. Højbjerg, Watkins, Cedric, Stevens, Hoot, Angus Gunn in goal, and they're 2-0 up. We miss a pen, and then they score, presumably on the counter-attack from that, to make it 3-0. It's now 4-0 to Southampton, and we are getting battered. Battered. 5-0 through Watkins. Presumably that's Ollie Watkins. 6-0 through Adams. Oh my God. That's the biggest defeat we've had in the entire save. Cambridge 0. Southampton 6. Ouch. Stay grounded, mate. We lost that 6-0. James Wilden is out for a few days. That will probably affect... I think he's on the bench. A loan offer for Harry Darling from Southend, which will be rejected. Wait and see if James Wilden is able to start the next game. Transfer offer from Kyle Noyle from Tigres. No, thank you. Kyle's still a valued member of this squad, even if he's not in the starting lineup anymore. I don't want the Venezuelan international manager's job either, to be honest. And Will Norris wants me to pick him over Mitov for this next game. All right, I can appreciate the ambition. We'll give you a go, Will. But you are going to have to keep a clean sheet if I'm to absolutely for sure keep you in the starting lineup whilst we wait for Schofield to return from injury. Rotation is key, but we shall wait and see what happens in this next game. It's our responsibility to try and be as best as we possibly can. We cannot afford to underestimate Preston. They came down from the Premier League last year, obviously, after having only scored 13 points. They absolutely were not cut out for Premier League football, but they're only 5 points behind us and 7 places behind us. We are now third outright, with everybody having played their games in hand now, and we continue to stay at the top of the playoffs, continue to stay 8 points behind Bournemouth, and are now 14 points behind Watford as they've drawn another game, but still won 13 of 15. Preston 10th. It's winnable, very much so. Derby, bottom of the table. Sheffield Wednesday and Wigan Athletic also there in the bottom 3, having beaten Wigan already today, obviously. That'll be the 11 we go for. Continuing on. 3 more points would be great to keep us in 3rd place. Jaden Stockley up top for them. Alan Brown still with the captain's armband. Lewis Ferguson in midfield is a player that was recommended previously. He's obviously moved to Preston in this save as he's from the SPL, I think. Originally Aberdeen, is it? Maybe? Lewis Ferguson? Him and Aaron Hickey of Hearts, I think. At left back are always 2 popular suggestions for all career modes that I ever do. But Preston, you can see why, or understand why, that 11 probably wasn't cut out for Premier League football. But it's still a decent side for Championship level. And hopefully, we can still, despite that, get a decent result. Earl through the gap to Brown. Oh, nice tackle. And again. Oh, and wide of the target. I was going to say, but still they score. But O'Reilly fires that wide. Having to fight hard at the back to ensure that we keep our clean sheet intact after just 6 minutes. Seemingly in some good home form now. We need to ensure that our away form doesn't take a hit because of that. I want to be good home and away, not just one or the other. Here's Lewis Ferguson into Brown. Again, a good tackle. Again, it falls free to a Preston man. Cano with a block. There's a surprise. Bissouma will get to that first. That's a nice ball. Lovely swept pass to Campos from Rolls, who will unfortunately not turn past the defender and lose out in possession as well. Where are you going to throw that? Right there. Okay. Oh, all Preston in the opening 12 minutes. They could have been 1-0 up, but they're not. And Bissouma could set us up for an opportunity here to maybe go 1-0 up ourselves. And I feel we might do. Okay. I should have done. I just let my finger off the trigger to slow up to ensure we got a more accurate finish. And the defender was somehow able to close the gap on Okereke. That was a foul. Well, this is getting a little bit feisty and a little bit end-to-end, isn't it? Yves Bissouma, again, racing away. We'll look inside for Okereke again. And across here is Adebayo. And that's a 1-0 lead for Cambridge. Brilliant strike. We'll go and celebrate with the minimal fans that have travelled in that far left-hand corner of the stand behind the goal. And we have ourselves a 1-0 lead against the run of play, you'd probably say. Rolls made a good run. He ran offside, so he had to pick out Adebayo, but that's a devastating finish. 1-0 to Cambridge United. Victor Adebayo's third goal of the championship season. And they're making a change already. They must have picked up an injury. I don't see that being a performance-based decision. Adebayo, that makes it 1-0 Cambridge. And Preston forced into changes too. Well, yeah, it was. Giannelli having to go off injured. This ball inside there to Brown. Here's Earl. Drops the shoulder well. And Brown. Walker. This is good football from Preston. Oh, but a loose pass. One loose pass and everything falls apart. Might be our lead falling apart from my loose pass. Oh, how? How has Cano not won the ball there? I need to see a replay, please. What is that? Oh, that's just awful. Just awful. He's won the ball, but not actually acknowledged the fact that he's won the ball. Lovely interception from them, to be fair. But this here, he's run forward, and he's won the ball there, and then he's just not acknowledged that he's won the ball. He's just run off. It's like he's won the tackle, but the game is still registered that the Preston man is in possession. So as I'm trying to run away with the ball, actually Cano's just moving away from it. God, that's infuriating. Preston have themselves an equaliser 10 minutes before half-time, and we have to go again. Here's Pereira Rock trying to use that pace to get away, and he's done that really well. And there's the run of Campos. Oh, that's a great take. And into the middle. Well, I was in control of Adebayo at the back post, but Jack Rolls is having quite the goal-scoring game today, or episode today, isn't he? Cambridge 2, Preston 1. The obvious thing to do there was to square it across. I didn't feel confident enough to shoot from that angle with Campos. But it was all about the first touch from the Uruguayan. That was brilliant. Absolutely superb. Driven across the middle, and, well, Rolls just... The AI did that for me, but I think Adebayo would certainly have tucked it home if it hadn't reached him. Or if it had have reached him, sorry, if it hadn't have been tucked away by Jack Rolls in the first place. We lead 2-1 and we have our advantage back before half-time, which is exactly what I needed. Clark will throw this backwards. I need to... Well, I feel like I'm going to need a third goal in this one. Bissouma, good position. Not that back. Rolls. Oh, it's so unlucky. Wow, what a strike from Jack. He's grown to 73 rated now, Jack Rolls. That was very well struck. Would have been his fourth goal of the episode. And whilst it wouldn't have been the most important that he scored so far today, it could certainly have guaranteed us 3 points again. Campos, can't quite find the ball through to Pereira Rock, who loves pushing forward from right back, which I do enjoy, but needs to ensure that he's ever present defensively as well when we need him. So perhaps I need to change his tactics slightly, his individual player instructions slightly, just to ensure that we don't get cut open. Oh, Nearly nutmeg there, Will Norris. That was well kept out. Bissouma will sweep this forward. And OK Reike's on the run. Oh, I messed it up in the first half. The defender's not catching me now. This is 3. There it is. Game, set, match. Set a 1 in the third. Now we've got it. OK Reike makes it 3-1. That'll be 3 points for us. Evans has that ball too. Oh, that was nice. Rolls looking for Adebiejo. I could get Jack Rolls in again. And again. Oh no, there's Clark at the back post. Well, I meant to, oh, he's offside. I tried to play that to Rolls. Please tell me that they were both offside. Because if you've... It's not going to show me a replay, is it? Because if you've played that to Clark, when I intended for it to go to Rolls, I'm going to be livid. Point of impact is there. Rolls was onside, but as you can see from my inputs, I put too much power on it. That's the reason why it went all the way across to Clark, and he's definitely offside. So on this occasion, I'll hold my hands up. That was my fault with my inputs, not the game screwing me over. Adebiejo. Around the corner to Rolls, who's found some space. Now, can we find the pass? Oh, that's dreamy. That's 4. Sorry, Preston. They kept, as the time went on and the game was getting away from them, they stepped up their pressing. And it's just opened up more and more and more space in behind them. They're the architects of their own downfall, Preston North End. They were very, very competitive in the first half. But as they pushed to win, it's cost them everything. It's going to be 4-1, maybe 4-2. Oh, what a ball. No, just the 4 goals to 1. And we'll see it out from here. And see it out we have. Well, after a 6-0 smashing of Southampton, we fired back. And we're in good form in the league now. Really pleased with today's episode. It was, like I say, a competitive game that if it was only because of my couple of counter-attacks that the scoreline was as strong as it was. It's unfair on Preston. They don't necessarily deserve a 4-1 defeat. But they've only lost that game by that margin for being positive and trying to win it. Which is a shame because I'd rather they, give them full credit. I'd rather they weren't quite so open defensively with regards how the AI play when looking for that win. I expect more of what you've been doing, Will, please. Continue to give him that start then ahead of Mitov moving forward for the time being. Schofield injured, so can't use that particular training regime, but he'll be back sooner rather than later. It was only 6 weeks, wasn't it? Which is long enough, but certainly manageable. And we've a little bit of a break now until the next fixture, which is... it's actually on the Sunday there. Reading, Portsmouth, Middlesbrough and Stoke for tomorrow's episode. We continue to sit in third place. Offered the managerial role at Genoa. No, thank you. We continue to sit in third place. Continue to be 8 points behind Bournemouth and 14 behind Watford. The top 2 positions are just gone. Playoffs only for us this season, I feel. We're down in 4th and we could close the gap and go back into 3rd with a win on this Sunday against Reading. But we shall have to wait and see tomorrow. That's all for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Do drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. I appreciate you watching the video today, considering how beautiful the weather is outside. I am sweating in here. So whilst I edit this, I'm going to put the AC unit on. And then we'll record another one when the room is significantly cooler than it is right now. 30 degrees in my office currently. Not fun. I'll see you tomorrow.